Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible survival stories in all of human history. Seriously, it's a story that pushes the very limits of what you think is possible. A story about luck, fate, and just unbelievable resilience. So let's just start with a question that seems to have a pretty terrifyingly simple answer, right? The power of an atomic bomb is so immense. Survival anywhere near it feels, well, completely impossible. Okay, but what if we took that impossibility and just multiplied it? Could someone actually endure that, not just one time, but twice? It sounds like something from a movie, but believe it or not, this really happened. This is the true story of a man named Tsutomu Yamaguchi. He was a Japanese engineer, and he holds this really unique and very solemn place in history. His experience is a testament to something that is almost beyond belief. So our story starts on what seemed like any other day. Mr. Yamaguchi wasn't even in his hometown. He was on a business trip for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and the city he was in was Hiroshima. It's just stunning to think about how an ordinary day can become a world-changing event in a split second. On August 6, 1945, Yamaguchi's business trip was violently, unimaginably interrupted. The first atomic bomb ever used in war exploded over Hiroshima, and he was right there, on the ground. The injuries he sustained were just catastrophic. The blast literally threw him off his feet. The flash temporarily blinded him, his entire body was covered in severe burns. And yet, somehow, against every possible odd, he survived that initial blast. But what happens next? This is what takes the story from just incredible survival to something that truly, truly defies belief. His journey was far from over. Get this, despite being severely injured, in shock, and in immense pain, his only thought was to get home. He somehow made his way to a train station and started the long journey back to his family. And in his hometown, it was Nagasaki. Yeah, the very same city that, in a few short days, would face the exact same fate. Just 3 days later, think about that, only 3 days, on August 9th, Mr. Yamaguchi was already back at work. He was in his office, talking to his boss, trying to explain the horrors he had just witnessed in Hiroshima. And here is where the story becomes absolutely surreal. In one of history's most stunning coincidences, as he was describing the blinding white flash he saw in Hiroshima, the sky outside his window in Nagasaki lit up in the exact same way. The second atomic bomb had been dropped. So you've got to be asking, how? How in the world did he survive a second time? Well, unlike in Hiroshima, where he was caught out in the open, this time he happened to be inside a reinforced office building, and that structure, it shielded him from the worst of the immediate blast, saving his life yet again. You know, surviving one atomic bomb is just astonishing, but surviving two, well, that gave Tsutomu Yamaguchi's life a profound new purpose. He wasn't just a survivor anymore. He was a witness on a scale of 1. Because of this totally unique experience, the Japanese government officially recognized him as a Niju Hibakusha. That translates to a twice-bombed person. He is the only person in history to ever hold that official title. And he didn't hide from this incredible trauma. Nope, he did the opposite. He used his tragic experience to become this incredibly powerful voice for peace. For the rest of his life, he campaigned for the total abolition of nuclear weapons, sharing his story with anyone who would listen. So when you step back and look at the impossible life of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, what's the ultimate takeaway? It's definitely a story about the horrors of war, but it's also about the incredible, unbreakable strength of the human will to live. And maybe the most astounding fact of all, despite the unimaginable trauma, both physical and psychological, and after absorbing radiation from 2 separate atomic bombs, the man lived to be 93 years old. A remarkable lifespan for anyone, let alone someone with his history. His story really pushes past the idea of just survival. It makes you wonder if some outcomes, in the face of total destruction, can only be described as miracles. As the quote says, some people aren't just survivors, they're miracles. And that's really what we're left with. His life forces us to ask, what are we as human beings truly capable of enduring? It's a story of profound tragedy for sure, but it's also a story of a resilience that is almost impossible to even comprehend.